Hello, I'm Herm Gailey here on a colt we call Mike. This is another segment that we're doing on ride 13. We're breaking that down into a couple of components, and this is going to deal with the backup. In our earlier segments, you can see that even on the first ride, I wanted him to back up a little bit. I think it educates their face a bit, gets them a bit better under control, teaches them to tolerate a little pressure on the hackamore or later on the snaffle. So what I'm going to do today is to just barely begin softening that up and getting closer to having him backing up in collection. Up until now, what he has done is just walk backwards, and walk backwards with very little pressure on the reins, with his head in any position you want. So any position he wants, and I may stroke him with that rein to create movement. So he is going backward willingly, but you can see he's got his chin up. That's okay because he's just learning. He's just looking for his balance. So what I'm going to do, and this is something that I do that I've shown to a lot of people over the years, and I'm going to confess, most people who try it say it doesn't work for them. But since it works for me, I'm just going to show you, and if it works for you, then let me know. So when I want to get a horse to lower their head and flex a little bit, I'll do a thing I just call thumb hooking. Now, I think some of it may be my long arms, but I reach up and I take this rein under my thumb or over my thumb, hook my thumb over his neck, and then I compress. See where his nose goes? Very subtle, but you're pulling on one side and you're actually pulling against his own neck as opposed to being up here in some artificial position. So I'll take a hold here. Hold him till he starts to give. He barely started to give. I'm happy with that gesture. You'll notice he's going slower than he was when he was just backing up on his own. That's because this is more awkward, a bit more demanding on him. So I don't expect him to go backward quite as freely. So he's searching, there. You don't need to do a terrible lot. One other thing that I should say, I'm actually outside in our parking lot, which is stone dust, rather than in the round pen. There are a couple of reasons for that. One is most nice horses get heartily sick of the round pen after just a few rides, and I don't blame them. I'm right there with them. So we get them outside and start doing things just as quick as we can. The other thing is just being outside in and of itself creates more motion. There's more energy out here than inside that controlled environment. The third thing, and this may be just my own bias, probably no scientific basis for it, but the round pen has a sand footing. It's heavier. This is stone dust. It's firm. It's not hard. It's somewhat hard, but it's not like gravel. And I think a horse can move backwards easier on this firmer surface. So I'm just going to pick up softly, say, can you give, can you give? Can you hold it just for a stride or two? There. Can you find it a little better, there. So very, very subtle, very, very slight. Worst thing you could do is to get greedy. Now, I've been doing that with my thumb hooked over the left side of his neck. I'll do it with the right hand too. So you learn certain things about your horse when you do this. Who noticed that he gave more quickly and easily to that right thumb hook? It's what I felt, and I'm assuming it shows on the video. That tells me that his soft side really is his right side, which is what I thought anyway. But it holds true here when we're backing up and using one rein basically to back him up. There. And that's enough. That's plenty enough for a young horse. 12 or 13 rides out. He's not upset. He's learned something. He's got the rest of his life to learn the rest of it, and I'm looking forward to spending it with him. Till then, we'll see you next time.